tank for tank.
Upon you, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe. The tide has turned. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking.
And so we turn our attention now to the fields of Normandy. D-Day is upon us. The great crusade, the liberation of Europe is nigh. In this small corner of a foreign French field, soldiers of the French resistance, the invasion is upon us. The coded watchwords have been sent by the BBC to all the resistance networks to prepare for the invasion. And this open flat field is an ideal drop zone or landing site for gliders, parachute airborne troops, supplies from the air, who knows what. Now these French resistance fighters are securing this landing site or drop zone, establishing a perimeter, looking to the skies, waiting to see what will come. Now we look to the heavens, but there don't seem to be any aircraft. Well, I think the RAF navigation might have been a little bit off, and the soldiers of the Airborne Reconnaissance Force were dropped a few fields away by glider, and it's their jeeps now coming into the arena to liaise with the French resistance for the first phase, the liberation of France itself. Now obviously, link up with the resistance was crucial. They have the local knowledge. They know where the German strongholds are, where the German lines of communication are, where the ammo supply dumps are, the HQs, and everything else. So getting this information is vital, but they are caught out in the open. It's a terribly risky place to be. They need to get under cover very, very quickly. The last thing we'd want to do is for the Germans to launch an ambush, and that's exactly what they've done. German intelligence was superior to the British. They knew that this was a landing site, a potential landing site for airborne troops. And they've massed their soldiers, their machine guns, their MG42s in a hedge line. Was it a traitor in the ranks of the French resistance that gave away this information? Maybe we'll never know. Nevertheless, the British and the French are outnumbered and outgunned. So the British commander very sensibly pops smoke to give his men some cover to retreat. Under cover of the smoke, the jeeps make best speed out of the ambush zone. The French are pinned down on the ground. They haven't got jeeps or vehicles to get them out of the danger zone. And while the smoke may obscure them from enemy view, it won't obscure them from enemy fire. The French gallantly pushing forward, straight into the teeth of the German machine gun fire. More and more French resistance going down. The smoke now dissipated, there is no cover, the field is open. The Germans feel confident enough to rush forward. The heavy weight of their automatic, small arms fire, pinning down, lacerating and eviscerating the French resistance. More and more of them falling prey to German rifle shots, submachine gun fire, and of course, heavy machine gun support. Only a few desultory shots remaining, the Germans pushing forward. I suspect these Frenchmen at the hour of liberation, there we go, raise their hands, raise their rifles in the air. It was a brave trick, possibly a few hours too early. German NCOs barking out commands, rounding up the French prisoners, well, blowing up bridges, cutting German lines of communication, blowing up radio relay stations. But what's this? Whilst these first prisoners are marched off, a German Schwimmwagen, an amphibious vehicle, an amphibious scout car, comes into the arena. He's shouting at the German NCO, the German sergeant. Obviously it's an officer in the scout car. They're having a conflab. What's he pointing at? Something just beyond the hill, just beyond the skyline. I do believe the first of the Allied spearhead units are almost upon us. Well, from the Germans' point of view, this is an ideal opportunity. They've got a fantastic ambush laid on. The troops are in good cover. have just taken a band of French partisans. Why not try and get an Allied spearhead unit into the bargain?
We can now see the German infantry taking the bocage, as it was known, columns as they advanced. And if you look over to the far side, ladies and gentlemen, you can see some Allied troops. I can't see from it, are they British, are they American? I don't know. Now I can see they are American troops, ladies and gentlemen. So let's have a huge cheer for our American allies, please. But the Americans unaware of the trap that they are moving into. Germans setting up an anti-tank weapon to see if they can stop the armoured fighting vehicles. Germans having developed rocket-propelled anti-tank weapons. The Americans they've not seen the danger they're in. Are they going to keep moving on into that trap? Are they going to be ambushed by the German infantry and the German Fallschirmjäger? And there we see the Panzerfaust there, yes, the American half-track, the M3 half-track has been hit, has been damaged. The Americans now realising the danger they're in, opening fire, using smoke as well to cover their position. And the Germans now open up with everything they've got. American infantry on the far side now taking cover, using as much use of the terrain as they can, but unfortunately they've been caught out in the open field. The Germans in the hedges, in the hedgerows have cover, and the Americans not even sure where the fire is coming from. So the Americans now desperately firing in every direction.